You heard, was that deal just made this morning or last night?
It was just made, I think, I know it was made probably late last night or early this morning, John. I would think he would be here tomorrow.
I see.
Here's a shot. Way out there, and a long home run for Yastrzemski. Number 16 for Carl ties it at 1-1. No doubt about that one. Dick Green over to Rudy. Humphreys won it. Another deal yesterday. The Indians sent Jack Hamilton for Sammy Ellis of the White Sox, and both of them were then sent to the Coast League. Here's a line drive to center field for a base hit, sending Monday home, and Green is on with a clean single. And it's 2-1 now in favor of the Athletics. Joe LaHood strikes out. Coaching at third base is Eddie Popowski. And at first base, Bobby Dorr. Talking about Odom, when he was in high school in his last game for the state title in '64, he pitched a no-hit game. Monday and Green after this one, and Monday makes the catch. Two that he could shut out the Indians anytime he wanted to, and then he went out and did it. Two balls, two strikes. He throws what he calls a moon ball. And they say it's like hitting a sinking shot put. Fly ball to right. Jackson makes the catch. The Red Sox are out in order in the second. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. At the end of two, Oakland leads 2-1. There's a base hit. Bando coming around third base. Smith firing home. And the run scores.
Monday going. Hit and run beautifully executed through the shortstop hold. Monday will go to third easily, and the throw comes into Jones at second. Just as shortstop Sid O'Brien dashed to cover the bag.
Including a day-nighter on the 24th. Tony Canigliano leading off for the Red Sox as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Foul, strike one. The Red Sox trailing 10-1. Change at second base for the Athletics. Or at shortstop, Ted Kubiak has replaced Campy Campaneris. So make that change. Campaneris was holding his neck as he left the field after that inning. May have been hurt. Well, Kaniga's out of there. Striking out to start off the fifth inning. George Scott up, 0 for 1, flied to right in the second inning. Odom has fanned 4 in the game. Foul, strike. So the shortstop for the Athletics now is Ted Kubiak, and he'll be batting leadoff in Campaneris' place. And it's 1-1 to Scotty. Oakland, 10 runs, 14 hits, and the Red Sox 1 run and 1 hit, 6 errors. 2-1. The 1 hit was Carl Yastrzemski's 16th homer. It came in the first inning, and at that time tied the game 1-1. 2-2. Three and two. Pop up. And first baseman Joe Rudy seems to want this one. 2 out. Look for the Ironstone poster and drive in for a beautiful bargain. Genuine American Ironstone dinnerware in the fresh new Wild Daisy pattern. It's yours at a very low price from participating Atlantic dealers. Jerry Moses up, struck out in the third. One and 0. And it's 1-1. Changed up on him that time, but it's ball 2. 2-1. Ball 3. Moses walks with 2 out. Third walk given up by Odom. Bill Landis coming to the plate. 2 outs, runner at first base. And it's Dick Green throwing to Kubiak, the shortstop, for the force out on Moses to end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 left. Green up, leading off in the 6th inning. One strike. And strike 2. I believe I said Monday would open the inning. He closed the last one, of course, by striking out. Landis striking him out. Bill now opening his first full inning against Dick Green, who's gone 3 for 3 and is now hitting .268. Ball 1. He started the afternoon at .257. Whack. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Green has had 3 for 3 with 2 runs batted in. Jackson has had a double and 2 home runs with 5 runs batted in. Up and down the line they've done it. Rick Mundy's 2 for 4. Green is out of there. 2 strikeouts in a row for Landis. And he has hit into 2 identical double plays. O'Brien fielding the ground ball, stepping on second and throwing to first. The other time up, he reached on a fielder's choice and went to second on an error. Fly ball to right. LaRue back. 2 out. With the laugher at his fingertips right now, John Odom, the pitcher. Up, he has gone 0 for 2 and walked once. Oakland leading 10-1. Look at that cut. Meant that one. Strike. So what goes great with hamburgers, hot dogs, cold cuts, and turkey pickings? A glass of good golden Gansett, of course. How about one right now? Turkey pickings. Well hit. Bang into center field. Odom's on with his first hit. See that one again? No, I don't think Landis does, but he's going to. Very close. He gives it a wave with a glove, trying to get around on it. But out it goes into center field. And Odom is on with a 15th Oakland hit. Back live, here's Ted Kubiak up for the first time. Came in to play short for Campaneris. Inning ago. Ball 1. Kubiak has an average of 200. Been up 15 times, 3 hits. Two and nothing. A lot of people figured this fellow is going to be a very fine prospect. They said he would take, at one time, said he would take a job away from somebody in the then Kansas City infield. Strike. 2-1. A lot of people were high on him in the athletic organization. But he never has really developed the way they thought he would. Three and one now. Kubiak with Oakland last year got into 48 ball games and hit .250. Three and two now. Balls, 2 strikes. Kubiak has developed into a pretty good utility man, though. He can play just about anywhere. Second and short being good positions for him. Ball 4. And with 2 out, now there are 2 men on base. First walk off Landis. Odom at second and Kubiak at first. Tommy Reynolds is up. He's had 2 hits in 4 trips. Has a run batted in. Ball 1. Top of the 6th inning. Oakland 10, the Red Sox 1. 1-1. Baltimore is way ahead of Chicago, 7-2 in the 4th inning. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. California leads Washington 3-2 after 7. Cleveland 4, Minnesota nothing after 5. Detroit plays at Kansas City tonight. Seattle at New York tonight. Three and 1. Three and 2 now to Reynolds. Jarvis started for the Red Sox, left in the 3rd inning. And then Lee Stang pitched 2 in the 3rd. Landis on now. Bullpen action, Gary Rogenberg throwing. And this will be out of play. Three and 2. Runners going. Ball 4. Bases loaded. Reynolds at first base. Kubiak at second. Odom at third. 2 out. Well, it's a spot now for the thumper of this ball club. Reggie Jackson has a double, 2 home runs and a walk, 5 runs batted in. He has lifted his average from 246 to 259, 13 points. And he leads the American League clearly in home runs. Ball 1. Rico Petrocelli, home ill, unable to get to the ballpark today. Strike, 1 and 1. Jackson's home runs have been to center field. 1 hit the back wall and 1 hit the seats in the triangle. Nothing bloody about them. Breaking pitch got him that time, 1 and 2. Strikes out with the bases loaded. It's the 3rd strikeout for Landis. No runs, 1 hit, and 3 left. And after 5 1/2 innings, Oakland leads 10-1. In the 4th inning, and he had runners at first and second and nobody out. But then a double play got him out of the jam there, and he's just cruised along. Sid O'Brien is up. The shortstop has grounded out twice, once to the pitcher, once to short. Strike one. And he's jammed. 0-2. One ball, two strikes to O'Brien. Jones on deck with Yastrzemski to follow. Oakland ahead, 10-1. That's out of play. There. One out. Sounded like a possible split bat on that. One away in the sixth inning, and Dalton Jones at the plate. He has fouled the third and walked. Ball one. And it's ball two. 2-0 to Dalton. Three and 0. Hank Bauer, a pleased manager in the dugout for the Athletics. 3-1 now to Jones. Blue Moon Odom on the mound. 3-2. He's back in there. Jones has been having his difficulties at the plate. Hits the inside pitch, and there's first baseman Rudy making the play. 2 out. Carl Yastrzemski coming up. If you'd like a little dip into remembrances of things past, here is a replay of his home run, the only hit of the game for the Red Sox. It came in the first inning, and at that time looked good. There it goes. At that time, the score was 1-1. Back live now. Score is 10-1. There goes another one. So long. Deep into the right field stands. His second home run. It's 10-2. How about that? This is live. I guess that's a television first for us. There is a replay of the one just hit. This one was deeper than the first one. Well back, and no doubt about it. Back live, Reggie Smith getting a base hit to right field. Smitty previously had grounded twice to second, once into a double play. The second and third hits off Odom this inning, who must be tiring a little bit from the humidity and maybe laughing a little bit too hard. He leads 10-2, facing LaHood now. Well, I tell you, talk about one batter owning another pitcher. As I said, last year Yastrzemski went 6 for 10 with 2 homers against Odom. He's 2 for 2 this year, both of them home runs. Odom talking to Bando there. All right, 2 outs, LaHood up. Smith at first base. Ball 1. Another hit. LaHood grounding a single to right. And Smith will take third. The ball bobbled for a moment. And Smith went halfway down the line at third base. Playing it safe, 8 runs behind. LaHood singles to right. And they've got runners at first and third, still 2 outs. Canigliaro coming up. Well, the folks here are getting something to yell about now. A little bit of hitting. Tony has fly to center field and struck out. And the Athletics begin bullpen activity for the first time this afternoon. Bill Posdell walking into your picture, the pitching coach of the Athletics, being sent out there by Hank Bauer to talk to Odom. Well, it's an 8-run lead, but still, it's only the 6th inning, and the wind is blowing out. You know enough about this ballpark. Not so veiled an invitation. Ball 1. Wind not blowing out as strongly right now. Foul, strike 1. 1-1. Paul Lindblad is the left-hander warming up for Oakland. Well stroked to left, base hit. Reggie scores, and LaHood holds at second. 10-3. RBI number 38 for Canigliaro. There's Tony. The Red Sox starting to make a few noises here in the 6th inning. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. There have been 4 straight hits after 2 out. George Scott up. Scotty has flied to right and popped up. Oakland with a 10-3 lead. Scotty would like a tater right now. Strike. Gary Rogenberg. One ball, 1 strike. Ball 2. Now Jerry Moses is on deck. Hank Bauer pondering the situation. Still has a 7-run lead. Base hit. LaHood coming on. Scoring. Runners moving up as the ball gets by Ruth. Scotty gets second. Tony takes third. 10-4. A single and a run batted in for Scott. An error charge to Jackson, allowing the runners to move up, and that's going to be. It was an error charge to Jackson after Scott's single, allowing the runners to go to second and third. So there's Scotty at second base. Tony's over at third, and the batter is Jerry Moses. Strike one. Moses has struck out and walked. Runners in scoring position now. On deck is Don Locke. Should he get a chance, he would bat for Landis. Check to swing in time. Ball one, and the catcher, Phil Roof, pointed out to first base umpire Stewart to corroborate that call, and he did. Lindblad has won 4 and lost none in relief. 2.25 earned run average. He's done a good job. Left-hander has been around a while with his club. Ball 2. Lindblad also has 2 saves to his credit. Third baseman Bando throwing low, dug out nicely by Rudy. Moses is out, and that's the end of the inning. But the Red Sox climb back a little bit as they get 3 runs, sending 8 men to the plate. They had 5 hits all in a row, including a homer by Yastrzemski. There was 1 error, and 2 men were left. And at the end of 6, the score is Oakland 10 and Boston 4. Sal Bando at the plate. Fly ball toward Joe LaHood. Takes it. 1 away. Joe Rudy now has grounded out to first base. Fly to right, line to center. Fine catch made on him by Smith in the 4th inning, and he singled in the 5th. Facing Bill Landis, the 3rd Boston pitcher, 1 away in the 7th inning. Ball 1. You can start your full set of genuine American ironstone dinnerware, oven-proof, dishwasher safe, and yours at a very low price at participating Atlantic dealers. Ball 2. One out in the 7th inning. Oakland 10 and Boston 4. Foul out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike on Joe Rudy. Ball 3, 3-1. The catch. Rudy lines to right, 2 down. Rick Mundy at the plate now.
He singled in the second. He singled in the third. In the fifth inning, he was up twice, and he reached on an error and then ended the inning by striking out, as Oakland had 5 runs in the fifth inning. They have a 10-4 edge. Ball 1. Ball 2. Strike. 2-1. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Ball 4. Rick Mundy is on. So with 2 out in the 7th inning, Landis walks Mundy, and Dick Green is at the plate. Dick's had 3 hits in this ball game, has driven home 2 runs, and last time up he struck out. So it's been a productive day for the Oakland second baseman. Strike 1. Foul back out of play. 2 strikes. One and 2. The Athletics with 15 hits in this ball game. Jackson and Green each have 3. There's a foul ball out of play. Campaneris, while he was in, had 2. Reynolds has 2. Monday has 2. Everybody in the lineup of the starters, with the exception of Phil Roof, has had at least 1 base hit. Foul out of play. Count holds at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ray Culp and Jim Nash, the probable pitchers, here tomorrow afternoon in the final game of this series. Two balls, 2 strikes the count. Another foul ball. Still 2-2. Count holding on Dick Green. Yastrzemski at first base hollering something over to Bill Landis. Change up, missing, ball 3-2. Yastrzemski taking the throw over. Ball 4. So Green gets a walk. That's the 4th off Landis, and Rick Mundy goes over to second base. Runners at first and second, and 2 out in the 7th inning. And the batter is Phil Ruth, who has reached on a fielder's choice, has twice hit into 6-3 double plays with O'Brien stepping on the bag, and in the 6th inning he flied to right field. Long drive to left field, and it is up in the screen for a 3-run home run. Phil Ruth, who was the only regular in this ball game without a base hit, has hit a 3-run home run, and it is 13-4 now in favor of Oakland. That is his first home run of the season. All of this starting after 2 are out on walks to Mundy and to Green, and now Ruth is homered, and the batter is Lindblad, making his first appearance today at the plate. He's 2 for 3 at the plate this year. Strike 1. Jones is charged with an error on the play. Lindblad reaching. So with the runner at first base now. They gave him a base hit on that, excuse me. And the batter is Ted Kubiak. Ball 1. Kubiak went into the game in the 6th inning for Campaneris, and he's been up once and walked. He's a switch hitter. Fouls one back, and it's out of play. 1-1. Well, now they have changed that to an error again. They flashed the hit sign, but it's now an error. And that is the 7th error for the Red Sox. Still away from the Major League record, which is 12. 2 balls, 1 strike. This could be a Boston team record, though. That's a fair ball. O'Brien going after it, and Canigliaro is running it in. And Kubiak is on with a single, moving Lindblad over to second base. Well, we are not sure what the story is. They've changed it back to a hit. At least they have on the board, so we're going to double check it upstairs. The batter is Tommy Reynolds, who has struck out, singled, reached on an error, singled, and walked. Ball one. Fouled off the mask of Jerry Moses, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the word now is that it was a hit. There's a base hit. Going into center field, Lindblad being held up at third base, and Reynolds is on. So the bases are loaded, and all of this has come after 2 are out. The first 2 men walked, then the home run, and now an infield hit. And singles to left and center, and with the bases loaded in the 7th, and Oakland ahead 13-4, the batter is Jackson. He has doubled. It is 21st homer in the 3rd, walked in the 4th. It is 22nd homer in the 5th, and in the 6th he struck out. Rogenberg is warming up. Strike one. Line drive, base hit to center. Lindblad coming in to score. Kubiak is coming in. The throw goes over to third base. And Jackson has 7 runs batted in on the afternoon. Lindblad in with the 14th run. Kubiak in with the 15th, and Darrell Johnson is coming out. Reynolds going to second base. George Thomas behind the plate as Sal Bando steps in. There are 2 men out with runners at first and second in the 7th inning. Thomas will be batting in the number 9 position. Ball one. Ball two. 2 balls, no strikes to count on Bando. Fly ball to center, Smith going back, and Reggie makes the catch. So Bando flies out to end the 7th inning for Oakland, but they have come up with 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 2 left. And at the end of 6 1/2 innings of play, Oakland leads 15-4. The 7th, and here is Johnny Pesky.
All right, Ken, thank you very much. Strike one. Strike two. 0-2 on George. Strike 3. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. That's Lindblad's first strikeout since he came on. Sid O'Brien. So one thing they're not taking, strike 1. Sid batting .304 before today, had 1 home run and 2 runs batted. In the first inning he went out to the pitcher, grounded to short the second time. Base hit for O'Brien. Here's a replay. You can see the ball hit his bare hand. No play is made. Now in steps Dalton Jones. One out here. Strike. Jones has fouled the third, walked, and went out. First baseman unassisted. Ball hit the Cater. Cater went to second base on the relay to first base. Why? We'll have an instant replay of that. We'll watch it again. Cater up with the ball, goes to second base. Kubiak, his throw isn't really on the mark, but Lindblad made a fine play from keeping that ball going in the dugout. Up steps Yastrzemski. Kyle has 2 home runs today. The 16th and 17th. Has 45 runs batted in. Ball 1. The Athletics 15 and the Red Sox 4. Ball 2. Ball 3. 3-0 on Yaz. Paul Lindblad, good shot at Paul. Ball 4. So Yaz reaches first base. Dalton Jones going down to second base. That's Lindblad's first base on balls since he came on. Reggie Smith batting right-handed against Lindblad. Reggie has 1 hit on the day and has scored a run. Ball 1 on Reggie. Reggie grounded to second, hit into a double play, and a single to right field. He's batting .316. Strike. 1-1 on Reg. quick runs here. Yastrzemski scored, Jones scored, and of course, Reggie Smith. That was his 9th home run and his 38th run batted in. (15-7) now. Ball 1 on Joe LaHood. Struck out twice and singled. Strike. 1-1 on Joe. High pop up to the infield. And Green makes the catch. So that's out number 3 here in the 7th. For the Red Sox here in the 7th, they have 3 runs on 2 hits, no Kansas City errors, and nobody left on base. So after 7 complete innings, Oakland 15 and Boston 7. Ball 1. Ball 1 on Danny. (15-7). The A's leading. Ball fouled back. 1-1 on Danny Cater. Bauer wisely wanted to give him a rest today. Usually a manager will do that, especially when the weather changes. You go from one day to the next. Well, you might have nice weather or rather good weather to play in, and you get an excessive hot day, and he likes to move his players around. Ball 2 outside. 2-1. Ball 3. Three and 1 on Cater. Strike. 3-2, full count. There have been some long home runs hit here today. Reggie's ball went way over that net. Of course, Yaz's second home run was a BB, as they say. Ball popped up. O'Brien going back, Tony coming on. Tony calls O'Brien off and makes the catch. So 1 out here, in the bottom of the 8th, or in the top of the 8th rather. Rick Monday stepping in. Rick has 2 hits on the day, has scored 3 runs. He's singled to left, singled to center, reached on an air, struck out and walked. Ball 1. Rick batting .250, 5 home runs and 27 runs batted in. Earlier in the year, he had a couple of, rather 2 Grand Slam home runs. Ball hit up the middle, base hit. Third hit for Rick Monday. 21 hits for the Athletics. Dick Green. Single to center, single to center, single to left, struck out and walked. Has 3 hits and 2 runs batted in on the day. Strike. 0-1 on Dick Green. Ball. 1-1. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. 1 man away here. Top of the 8th inning. Ball 3. I think Thomas wanted that pitch. Usually when you watch it on television, the balls could look over the plate, but when you take your eye off the monitor here up in our booth here quickly, well, you can see where that ball goes. That ball just missed. Ball 4. Gary's first walk. So Monday moves down to second. Green at first base. One man away here. Phil Ruth hit a 3-run homer his last time up. Reached on a fielder's choice, hit into a double play, fly to right, and a home run. Ball 1. Ball popped up. Yaz coming over in foul territory. Reaches up and makes her out number 2, so Ruth pops out.
John, we have some other scores. California beat Washington 3-2, Brunette over Coleman, and Baltimore is leading Chicago 10-3 after 7 1/2. Palmer all the way for Baltimore. A number of pitchers have worked. Powell has hit 2 homers, Brooks Robinson 1, Christian and Held have had home runs for Chicago.
Strike 1, Paul Lindblad, the batter.
Cleveland is leading Minnesota 12-0 at the end of 8 innings of play. 7 pitchers have been in for Minnesota in this ball game.
Line drive up the middle. So the Athletics get another run. Monday came on in to score.
Lindblad now has been up 5 times this year and has 4 base hits to show for it.
Well, Ken, he's a pretty good hitter. He swings that bat. That Odom. There's another. Krause. Jim Cott. A lot of good hitting pitchers around now. Lonborg, Red Sox. Siebert. Ball hit to left field. Tony going. It's off the wall. Tony falls down. In comes Green to score. Lindblad goes over to third. And Kubiak goes into second base with a 2-base hit. You see Siebert and Sparky Lyle warming up for the Red Sox. Ball 2. Tommy Reynolds, the batter. Tommy has 3 hits on the day, too. He has 1 run batted in. Ball 3. A lot of runs here today. 17-7. Wow. Strike. 3-1. 2 men out. Ball 4. That's a second walk given up by Gary Rodenberg. The bases are full. Reggie Jackson has 4 hits, 2 home runs, a double, and a single, and 7 runs batted in. What a day he's had. Ball 1. This is the 3rd time that he's been up with the bases loaded today. Strike.